Hello guys, welcome back to another video of the Roll Down Loft. Just got home today from work, so I'm just gonna run to the loft and check out the birds. It's a little windy today, so sorry if there is some wind noise. I'm probably gonna let the kit birds out. Probably won't get any video of them flying today because I'm kind of lazy. But my birds have been having a hard time laying eggs, and I think it's because they have a lack of calcium. So I talked with my buddy and he suggested that I give them this. So I ran a flea farm and got this. Very easy to use. I just got to mix it in with the water. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But first we're going to let the birds out. We'll let the kit birds out, and once I let them out, I'll grab water in here, clean it out, and put a dose of this stuff in there. So I've been resting the birds, or the kit birds, for a few days now, so this might be like the second or third day, so they might be full of energy once I let them out. So let's go ahead and do that. Just a quick glimpse of them before I let them out. They look pretty excited. I did put two random birds in here from my breeding loft because they were interfering with my other breeders. I put this to reduce hen in here. She was annoying me. She kept trying to pair with my Turner cockbird, so I took her out and put her in here. And this guy is a DC bird that I bred and stocked from the nest, but I decided to put it in here to see if it does anything. All right, there they go. I'll probably try to get some video eventually, but the black starly hen that I have flying in here is starting to do like 30 to 40 feet. I had John Johnson and one of my club members too came over this past Sunday, and they witnessed the starly hen doing some really solid rolls. So I think we got lucky. That hen hasn't, at least I haven't seen her crash yet. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Very deep bird. So far has some decent control. But yeah, there goes the birds flying. They usually don't do too well in the wind, so I don't like filming when it's windy. So yeah, the other bird flew out. The one I said that has never been out before. Oh, this guy's still here. I gotta get this guy flying too. Get that guy flying. But yeah, the other one took off, so I don't know if that one's gonna come back, because that one's never been out before. The one I said I bred and stocked from the nest, that one, I have no idea where that one went. So I don't know, we'll see. If it comes back, it comes back. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Not a big deal to me. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab the water, and we're gonna put some of that calcium solution in there, and we'll go ahead and grab some food and feed the birds. So I'll be right back, guys. It's nice right now. I think the weather is finally consistent, where I think it's gonna be like in the mid 40s and 50s throughout like the day. Then at night it might get a little cooler, but not cold enough to really freeze anything, which is nice, because although I love ice fishing, it's finally nice to get some warmer weather, because I hate dealing with the pigeons when it's cold. That's one thing. If you don't like the cold, don't raise pigeons. Me, luckily, I do a lot of ice fishing, so I spend the majority of my winters outside in the cold, so I'm used to it. It wouldn't be fair to the birds to not treat them right during winter. So you gotta make sure you guys do everything you guys can to make sure they survive, and they survive, and make sure they are comfortable. so I don't really know how to use this. It's my first time using it. Okay. Looks like this pops off. Oop, I'll pick that up in a bit. Let's see. Looks like it's just a plastic rubber cap. And from what he says, I don't need too much, so I think that might be enough right there. But that should give them a good dose of calcium. And let's hope this helps them lay some eggs. It's warm now, so I don't have to worry about this freezing. But we'll go ahead and throw it in here. I do have my almond cockbird and my grizzle hen in my back porch. I'm trying to pair them up right now. I'll get you guys some videos of them guys. I also picked up a special colored bird from a animal swap in St. James, Minnesota the past weekend also, so I'll go ahead and grab that bird. That bird is in quarantine right now. I'll grab that bird and I'll show you guys what's going on with that bird. So I'll be right back to you guys. Alright guys, so here are two birds that I took out from the breeder loft. You guys will probably recognize this guy. This is my almond cockbird, young bird that I bred last year. Well, I guess it's, I don't know if you would consider it a young bird anymore, but it's a bird I bred last year. This grizzle is an older hen that was given to me by John. They're both Bob Evans based birds, which are, I believe, a Pinson based family. But I got this pair going. Hopefully, they've been in here for a few days now. I'm not sure if they're paired up yet. I haven't been paying as much attention to them as I should, but I'm about to feed them in a bit here, so I'll feed them and see if they fight each other. Usually if they're paired up, they'll eat nicely with each other. They won't, you know, try to peck at each other, but hopefully they're paired up. I'm gonna give them another day or two and I'll check to see if they're paired up or not. If not, then I'll probably end up splitting them up and maybe trying a different hen on this cockbird or trying a different cockbird on this hen. But I think these two would complement each other really nicely, so we'll check back on these guys in a few days here. So here is the bird that I picked up from the swap. I believe this would be considered a white bar or white check. I'm not 100% sure. It's a very, very pretty bird. This bird is actually banded with a Minnesota Roller Club, and I sent the information to John, and John told me the band belonged to John Elton, which is actually our club president. And John did mention that John Elton used to raise a bunch of ball head rollers. Not sure if they have any performance to them, but they're very pretty birds. This guy's a really, really pretty bird. This one's banded 2014, I believe. We're having a club meeting in a couple weeks here, so I might get a chance to talk with John Elton and see if he recognizes this bird. But this is a really nice colored bird. I only got it because it was really cheap. Guy was selling it for $5. I might pair this guy up if it's a cockbird to the reduced bar hen that I have in my breeding loft and see if they produce any nice colors. No idea if this bird has any performance in its background. The reduced hen that I have in the breeding loft, I have no idea if that bird has any performance in its background too, so it might just be a pretty looking bird with no performance. But we'll see where it goes. This guy's still in quarantine from the rest of the birds, so I have like 6-7 more days before I decide if I'm gonna throw this guy into the breeding loft. But for now, he's gonna be quarantined away from the other birds. Alright, so the kit birds are still flying, so we'll go ahead and hop into the main loft just to give you guys a quick look. So as I mentioned, John Johnson and my buddy too came over this past weekend and watched my birds fly. So he finally had a chance to pick up his Danny Courtney birds and that single Rick Me bird. So as you can see, the breeder loft is pretty empty now. I got, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nest boxes that are actually open. I don't know which ones are actually being used. Let's see. Well, this one you can tell it's being used because you can see some pine needles in there. For sure, the Starly Cockbird and his hen, they're using this one. This one, I'm not sure if this one's being used yet. This one over here is being used. That one belongs to the new Turner stuff that I picked up. This one, I am not sure that one's being used. This one's being used. They just kind of did a poor job of building a nest in there, but as you can see in here, it's just mainly the John Johnson stuff now, and the Starly pair right here, and like 4 Turner birds in here. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the breeder loft. So I'll probably get some more pairs going once I get everything figured out. I've been trying very hard to get the red checks to pair out with the silver check dilutes, but I don't know, they seem like they're paired, and when I finally let them out to explore, they unpair again. So I don't know what's going on with them, but if they don't pair out, they don't pair out. It's whatever. I might be receiving a dilute yellow bird this May, one of John's birds that he gave away to a former club member, and I think that's the only bird that he has left of John's stuff. So I might be getting that bird to put in here. So hopefully I get that guy and I could breed that guy with one of these silver check hens, and hopefully I could get some yellows going. But this is pretty much it of what's going on in here. Hopefully that calcium that I added into the water will help these birds get going on laying some eggs. But yeah, they're all doing fine in here. I haven't fed them yet, so I still have to run to the garage and grab some food. So I'll probably do that real quick. Starting to run low on food, so I might have to make a food run eventually, but we'll worry about that in a couple weeks here. Got the 50-50 Milo and wheat for the flyers. Breeders, they get Milo, wheat. I guess I'll give them some corn. Maybe the corn might boost their wanting to breed, because based on what I've learned, the fatter the pigeons are, the more they want to breed. So I have been feeding them pellets too, but they don't seem interested in it. So I think in a couple of days here I might have to force them to eat less, and I'll give them more pellets and hopefully they eat it. But for now, I'm not too worried about it. But the breeder stuff and the flyer stuff, yeah, but the birds have been doing pretty good in the air. I think one of these days I'm gonna have to dedicate a day to where I just film the birds flying and not film anything else, because it's like they'll be doing some really nice rows when I'm not paying attention. So I think I gotta give them my full attention. But I'm gonna hop in and feed the birds real quick, and I'll try to get some videos of when the rollers of the kit rollers landing and get a little footage of that. Then I think after that we'll call this video a day. So I'll stay tuned. I'll be right back, guys. I think this guy's starting to get hot. It's probably the reason why it landed. Oh, this hen, she always lands because she's really, really hot. She doesn't have a lot of speed, but she does roll frequently, maybe like 3, 4, 5 times a minute. So she gets exhausted pretty quickly. This guy's starting to do maybe like three times a minute, but I think he's starting to get kind of hot too. So just gotta make sure this guy doesn't hurt himself. Again, this guy's a John Johnson base bird. Hoping to breed some more this season. And I think the chances of me getting a second kit box is really high. Hopefully it works out. I'm gonna put the second kit box right next to this one. I'm gonna move this cage over. Not sure when I'm gonna fly all of that one yet. I might do like a straight up maybe John Johnson kit box with just straight up John Johnson birds in there and see how they do. This kit box is like mix of everything. I got Danny Corny birds in here, I got John Johnson birds, I got Jay Starleys, and I got a random Norm Reed / Higgins cockbird in here that I probably will get rid of in like a month or so once I fill up this kit box with other birds that I want to try out. But yep, the birds are still flying, so give it like a few minutes here and I'll get some video of them when they land. Alright, so the birds are back. Still missing that red check. I wonder if it's this guy up here. It might be that guy. Be surprised if it knows how to come down. It's the first time ever being out. Well, actually it's the second time being out. It escaped once from the breeder loft this past winter, but it didn't go anywhere, so I was able to catch it. But we'll see if he comes back. Not sure where he went, but thanks for watching, everyone. If you like my video, go ahead and click that like button. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you guys out next time.